Few characters in comics are as misunderstood as Booster Gold. Michael John Carter strives to be the best superhero the world has ever seen. He just wants to make a few bucks while doing it. Some people look down on the character, decrying him as selfish and unheroic, but Booster Gold is really a satirical look at the gross effects of consumerism, and that makes him the perfect superhero for the social media-driven influencer era we're currently in.
What are you doing?
What? Just enjoying a refreshing golden fizz. The only drink endorsed by me, Booster Gold.
Are you putting an ad in my selfie?
Not if you got $5.
Created by writer-artist Dan Jurgens in 1986, Booster Gold is the first major character introduced to the DCU after Crisis on Infinite Earths. A bit of an everyman, Michael is just a regular guy from the 25th century who wants more from his life. A former college football star who was shamed and expelled after throwing games for his gambling-addicted father, Michael lands a security job at a museum packed full of superhero lore and technology from the past. Like Old Man Biff in Back to the Future 2, he realizes how much better his life could be if he traveled to the past with knowledge of future events, giving him a chance to impact history and feel public adoration again, rather than toil away with a shamed name. To accomplish his opportunistic goal, he steals a lot of equipment, everything from a flight ring to a time machine, and sets off to become the 21st century's most famous superhero. Unfortunately, just like Biff, even the best laid plans go wrong for Michael, because, well, he's a bit of a fool.
Now why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
It's leave, you idiot. Make like a tree and leave. You sound like a damn fool when you say it wrong.
The truth is, Booster's goofy flaws and narcissistic traits help him stand out from his more noble counterparts. The first time readers ever see Michael, he's not stopping a bad guy or saving the city. He's in the gym negotiating about a Booster Gold film series and threatening to go with another studio if he doesn't get enough money. Booster doesn't hide from the fact that he wants a fan club or to be on cereal boxes. He embraces it and lives for the commercialization of his own brand, going so far as to plaster sponsorships on his costume for the world to see as he's fighting crime. Getting tossed around by a villain isn't that embarrassing for Michael. But if he's getting tossed around in front of TV cameras, something that could tarnish his image and ultimately harm his career, well, that's a different story. In a lot of ways, Booster publicly acts more like a modern athlete or YouTuber than a traditional superhero, because accolades and recognition, as well as the fear of a bad performance or review, are strong motivators for him. Yes, he wants to do good things, but he believes his success should be accompanied by public adoration rather than basic feelings of inner pride in a job well done. Booster's debut on the crime-fighting scene, depicted in issues 8 and 9 of his original series, include one of the most flashy superhero acts imaginable: saving the President of the United States. But like the goober he is, Michael goofs up his own name the first time he's in front of a global audience. When the Gipper asks him for his code name so he can properly thank the hero at a press conference, Michael breezes over Gold Star, the superhero title he originally chose for himself, and accidentally mutters Booster Gold, a spin on his old nickname from high school. Afraid of contradicting the president in public, Michael sticks with the new name and smiles for the adoring crowd. His original series is full of enjoyable moments that cut right to the wacky commercial core of the character. But issue 9 in particular highlights just how unique Booster's situation is. Right after he finishes canoodling with the president, the book cuts to Michael sitting half naked with a woman for a perfume ad. Without missing a beat, the story effortlessly explores Michael's external priorities, even showing him question a friend on whether or not he looked hot during the shoot. Instead of celebrating the fact that he literally saved the president, the character's focus immediately shifts back to ways he can increase his public profile. If this story came out now, and Booster saved Trump or Biden, odds are the media-savvy hero would take a selfie or vlog the moment, so the world could see just how big a deal that shiny new hero is. Despite his capitalistic ambitions, no amount of money makes this influencer happy. Something made crystal clear with the creation of Booster Gold Inc., a company Michael hoped would allow him to leverage his brand and sell products around the world. Like a YouTuber who moves on from making merch to creating companies, Booster is constantly chasing the next high. Things like new sponsorships and real estate opportunities, but he never really seems to appreciate what he already has. When Booster is finally recognized for his heroic achievements and offered a spot on the Justice League, his mind doesn't turn to all the good deeds he can accomplish. It turns to profit. And his questions about a potential salary prompt Maxwell Lord to vocally reconsider the invitation. No matter how ridiculous he may seem, it's this sense of vainness and the inner battle between Michael's noble and selfish desires that makes him so interesting. In 2007, he received a new solo series that allowed some of his better qualities to shine through as his missions were finally out of the public eye. Rather than showcase his heroic efforts in the present, the book followed Booster on a trip through DC's timeline that pushed his personal and moral limits. The series has plenty of moments that showed the hero in a bad light, but its focus on pushing Booster to achieve his true potential made it clear that he values helping people way more than establishing a name for himself. In what is probably his most gut-wrenching attempt to better the past, Booster inserts himself in the middle of the Killing Joke to help Barbara Gordon. Each time he revisits the incident, Booster is subverted and beaten to within an inch of his life by the Joker, saved only because he has a mechanism in his suit that yanks him back in time whenever he enters a critical condition. Regardless of how many times he's informed that the event is fixed in time and immune from outside influence, Booster constantly puts himself back in harm's way, taking beating after beating in the hopes that he can make a difference. Michael clearly likes performing heroic deeds in public to boost his profile, but he also understands that some things are worth pursuing even without praise or recognition. Despite all of the heartache he's endured and the amazing deeds he's accomplished, Booster's reputation among his fellow heroes remains mostly unchanged, since his public image is still tied mostly to capitalistic endeavors, rather than the important work he can't discuss. Even though he wants to be loved by the masses, one person's opinion mattered more to Michael than the rest. His best friend Ted Cords, the original Blue Beetle.
A consummate professional like you, friends with a dilettante like Booster?
You're both my friends, okay? You're more of a work friend, and Booster is more of a fun friend.
What's more fun than fighting crime?
Ooh, he's got you there.
Before Ted's death, the two of them were the closest thing to lovable buddy cops in the DCU, thanks to the emotional bond they developed as teammates on Justice League International. But it's their time spent goofing off and cracking jokes that makes them one of comics' best bromances. in between the dark moments that come along with being a superhero, the two of them are known to prank and pester their colleagues to insert a bit of levity into each other's day. Even though the two of them are motivated to do good in the world, they remind me of YouTube pranksters hungry to make each other laugh.
You just got pranked, bro!
And I think if their time together wasn't cut short, these two goofballs could have made each other and a lot of people very happy with a superhero prank show.
Okay, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna do something, a celebrity's gonna get pissed, and then we're gonna laugh at them.
Admittedly, I'm not a huge fan of the way the character has been presented lately, but I'm happy to see him somewhat back in the spotlight, thanks to projects like Heroes in Crisis and the very silly Justice League action. Michael is a deeply flawed individual, but despite his selfish tendencies, he's repeatedly proven that he is actually a good person who deserves to be called a hero. No matter how misguided someone's intentions may be at the beginning of their career, Booster shows that we are all capable of tremendous growth. As badly as I want to see Booster on screen again sometime soon, it's also very fitting that the superhero who craves media attention the most just can't seem to get a live-action project off the floor in these superhero content-filled days.